With reports from the region suggesting Israel might be planning a ground invasion of Lebanon, growing concern that its war against Hamas in Gaza is now moving to additional fronts with dire consequences.
We're in dangerous territory, and of course we would like various countries, particularly the United States, to make an intervention to make sure that this does not spill over, as it is now, to other countries in the region. Because we could be now at a point where unless this is stopped and what Israel is doing is stopped, we could be facing a greater calamity where many other countries then intervene and you could have a world war quite easily.
He met earlier this week with the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan, who is pursuing war crimes charges against the leadership of both the State of Israel and Hamas.
We were encouraging him to do his work without any fear or favor or prejudice, because that is important for any prosecutor in the world to work under that type of thinking and legal framework. So that's what he has to do. So we were giving him encouragement, of course, without telling him what to do, because we could never be in a position to tell any prosecutor, including our very own in South Africa, what they should do, because they must act independently and they must know that they have the support of, if you like, political principles, and that they will have the assistance from an organizational point of view.
On Ukraine, he met with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, and a conversation President Ramaphosa says was geared towards how the war should end and the need for direct negotiations to commence with Russia.
We were able to share with President Zelensky how we settled the apartheid nightmare. We settled it by parties that were pitted against each other to the death. And when they both realized that they were not able to defeat each other, that's when the penny dropped, that the only way out was to have a negotiated settlement.
Just one example of a conflict that the unreformed Security Council has been unable to resolve, pointing to the need for an urgent recalibration that is better geared to resolving issues related to international peace and security.
What they have is completely dysfunctional, and therefore it should be reformed, and that's the heart of our message, that they should be reformed in the UN Security Council. And let it be known that we are going to continue insisting on that, and we are going to insist on saying the United Nations is not fulfilling its role, and it's an archaic body.
He pledged that South Africa's G20 presidency, which begins in December, would advocate for the people of Africa and the Global South. And on the question of economic relations, shared his thoughts about the current dynamic with the United States, emphasizing the importance of South Africa remaining a party to the African Growth and Opportunity Act.
They are sitting up and listening to us. So that if there are any problems, we're then able to discuss them as equals, not one seeking to dominate the other. We are certainly a country that respects other countries, but we also want to be respected. We don't want to be dominated, and we don't want to be pushed around like we don't push any country around. So if we're treated with good respect, we will reciprocate and do exactly the same. So I do believe that the relationship is really evolving.
And on the government of national unity, and how that has landed with the investor community in the United States.
We found the reception very positive and very warm and welcoming, much as people may have been a bit concerned before the elections, fearing what could happen in South Africa. But now people are much more relaxed, and business interest in South Africa, as you correctly say, is on the rise. Nearly everyone in the government of national unity, and even in provinces, they are rearing to go. And that is the moment that South Africa should capture and not lose. Because if we lose this, this could well be the last train out of town. So we must catch this train and make sure that we move on with what we now know. The things that beset our country are not unknown, they are known. And all we need to do is to embark on the changes that are necessary with greater determination, but with greater ambition.
Harkening to the 1930s American folktale titled The Little Engine That Could, and at its core, a combination of optimism and hard work. Shervin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.
Cyril Ramaphosa, good to see you. Thank you very much.